All right. Looks like we are live. Happy 2024, everybody. Getting some things lined up here in my video recording studio, just making sure we're all good to go, making sure that everything is actually working. So if you're watching this video either on Facebook, in our Facebook group, on YouTube, or LinkedIn, shoot me a comment in the comment section. Let me know that it is working. But super excited to be here with you all today to kick off 2024. Today we're going to talk about some goal setting, specifically for the personal brand. We'll also talk a little bit about just generalization of goal setting. So it looks like we're good to go. Appreciate. Can't see who wrote that, but I appreciate you guys doing that. So if you're joining us here today, please feel free to chime in and add some comments or questions in the chat section. All right, I'm back. I was trying to get that all sorted. Hey, what's up, Clay? See somebody's tuning in from Montana. Thanks for joining. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, anything like that, feel free to shoot that in the comments. I'll answer those throughout. I'll be taking a look at the chat section over here. But if you guys haven't already, please be sure to join our free Facebook group, Builders of Authority. Close to 500 members now in just a month. Our group mastermind is up to 15 people. So I had 5 people join from Friday up until yesterday. So super excited to have some new members in that group. Again, we have 3 weekly calls on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday and Wednesday are our hour-long office hour calls. So this is an opportunity for our members to come ask questions about their personal brand. Really, anything is on the table at that point. It's more of a mastermind, people going back and forth saying, this is what I'm trying out. This is what's working. This is what I need help with. And all those calls are recorded in our private Facebook group, which you get access to, as well as a Google Drive. And then on Wednesdays, we'll go through and dive deep into a specific strategy and kind of open end talk about it and go over how we are implementing these things. And again, opportunities for members to ask questions. You'll also get access to the personal branding course that we'll be launching here later this month. So all of that stuff, we just increased pricing at the beginning of the year. So it's $500 a month now, or $5,000 for a year. You'll be able to see the link here in this chat if you want to sign up. But also, if you have any questions, anything like that, feel free to shoot me a message. More than happy to have on a call with you. So let's get kick started on goal setting for 2024. And so what we're going to talk about here is specifically on personal branding, but you can take this exact same framework and then go and implement it into whatever area of your business or of your life that you're looking to improve on or just work on this year. So we'll talk about everything from the actual platforms to the activities themselves. So when we're talking about the activities themselves, right, or we're talking about the platforms, let's start there. Easiest place to start. So platforms, right? So let's just say, for example, you are on Facebook, you're on Instagram, you're on LinkedIn, you're on YouTube, you're on TikTok. As of today, if you haven't done this already, I would say, okay, here's the number of followers that I have on each individual platform. Here is the number of posts and or videos, reels, that I'm currently doing per day and per week on those platforms. You are then going to set a goal. So let's just use Instagram for an example, or Facebook, whatever. I am at 10,000 followers on Instagram. I want to get, by the end of the year, I want to get to 25,000 followers. Right now, I post once a day on Instagram and I do 2 reels a day. So by the end of this year, I should have 366 Instagram posts, and I'm not great at math, but whatever 366 is times 2 on reels, to give you an idea of what I would be writing down and then making sure that I obviously follow through on in order to complete that. Now, I've done a 2024 planning session that Mike Claudio, if you guys don't know who Mike Claudio is, definitely go follow him. But he teaches about like writing these specific things down on sticky notes, putting them up in your office. So then that way you can physically see your goals at all times. I would recommend you putting your personal branding goals and any goals that you have, writing them out, put them on sticky notes, put them on the wall. That way you're consistently looking at those things each and every single day. So backtrack. All right. So you're doing that for each individual platform. Here's the baseline of where things are at today. Here's how many followers, et cetera, that I want to get, or whatever it might be. Here's how many leads I want to get from Instagram per day, per week, for the year, whatever. Here's how many posts I want to be doing. You have all of those things as your goals here for 2024. Now, it sounds like a lot because it is, but you want to then go backtrack your goals and reverse engineer those goals. So awesome. I want to go from 10,000 followers right now. I want to get to 25,000 on Instagram. So that's 15,000 additional followers that I want to get over the course of 2024. So that's a big number, right? So you have that big goal. Then I recommend breaking up that big goal into little mini micro goals. So break up what that 15,000 is over a quarter, what that 15,000 is over a month, what it is over a week, and then what it is on a daily basis. This goes for personal branding stuff. This goes for any goal that you're setting out there in 2024. I would have the massive goal, and then I would have quarterly, monthly, and daily goals as well, and put them in a spreadsheet or keep track of them in some sort of avenue. So that way you're consistently knowing what you need to hit each and every single week, each and every single day, each and every single quarter. So I'll just take out, because I don't know the math right now, but if I'm just taking a look, when you look at 15,000 followers, for example, over the course of a year, it seems like a lot. And I'm just throwing that number. That's not my goal, but I'm just throwing out a number. It doesn't seem as bad when you only need to get 1,250 new followers a month. And then you break that down to per week, you need 312. And then you break that down by the day, you just need 44 new followers a day. And those 44 followers a day then get multiplied by 7 days a week, multiplied by 4 times a month, multiplied by 12 times a year, all of those different things. That's how you set goals, and that's how you break them down into little mini micro goals to get you to that bigger goal. So we kind of know how to set these things for each individual platform. Well, then you have those individual activities of other things that go into your personal brand. So that's networking events, that's throwing your own events, that's speaking at events, that is attending just other types of events, masterminds, etc. And then that's, if you have your own podcast, that's how many podcast episodes you're doing. That's also how many times you're a guest on somebody else's podcast. And then there's multiple other ways of personal branding. Here's how many different groups I go live in on Facebook. Like all of those different activities then play into the overarching goals with personal branding. So you're like, hey, I want to speak on 5 stages this year. Awesome. 5 stages this year is basically a stage every other month. I have 2 stages lined up. I need to go get 3 more. It's a lot easier when you know that that is what your goal is and where you're at right now. The baseline is I have 2 booked speaking events in 2024. I got to go get 3 more. So these are things that you should be taking and implementing into all areas of your life, personally and professionally, with your health and fitness, with your eating habits, with spiritual, with your spouse, with your partner, with different areas of your family and home life, like all of those individual things. We have to set those big goals. Otherwise, we're not going to be focused on the big picture. And I know a lot of different people are like, hey, I don't set big goals. I only set quarterly goals. Like great. Perfect. I'm just walking you through the strategy that I've used that's helped me over the course of the last couple of years achieve things that I never thought were going to be possible, right? So you really need to focus specifically on what that goal is over a year span, and then focus on the quarter to quarter, month to month, week to week, day to day, right? I'm not saying, hey, write these goals down and then never look at them again until the end of the year and see if you ended up surpassing those goals and actually accomplishing what you were looking for. No, I'm saying have that big goal out there and then break it down into quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily goals So then that way you have your eye on the target at all times. And I'm telling you to write those things down, put them as sticky notes, put it up against the wall, and then make sure that you're focused and always seeing specifically what's going on. That's how you're going to accomplish things that you never thought were possible, right? And so going back to 2022, that was the year that I wrote down, hey, I'm going to start my podcast, right? That was literally my goal. Well, my goal the year before was also to start my podcast. And it was also my goal in 2020 to start my podcast, right? But it wasn't until I had an opportunity that somebody literally laid it on my plate to go start a podcast that I actually was like, oh my gosh, I have this opportunity. I was not going to go complete that goal unless I actually wrote down, no, not only start my podcast, but I'm going to do 48 episodes in 2022. I'm going to do 52 episodes in 2023. And I'm going to do another 52 episodes here in 2024. You have to set up SMART goals. I'm sure you probably have all heard that term. SMART goals are, and I'll kind of walk through that whatever that definition is, SMART goals, because I honestly forgot it. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound, right? So you can tie all those things back to the goal itself, right? Sorry, I fumbled there. It just happens when you have a long day worth of meetings. But specifically there, that's the type of difference where like, oh, I just want to go and start my podcast. No, I'm going to start my podcast and launch 52 episodes this year. I'm going to start my YouTube channel and launch 105 videos this year. I'm going to not just speak on stage. I'm going to speak on 5 stages this year, and I'm going to get paid to do one of them, right? So think about how you're setting up your goals, how you're writing them down, how you're holding yourself accountable, and what you're doing on a daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis in order to actually hit those goals. So many people, one, don't write down goals. You're 42% more likely to achieve a goal if you write it down. So like literally by just putting pen to paper, you're already ahead of the curve of what most people do. And you're already almost halfway there of achieving that goal. Now, the other 58% is really, really difficult in order to do it if you're writing down a goal that has no way of being possible. But if you don't write down that goal, you already set yourself up behind the 8 ball to have it not be completed by any sort of imagination. So write down the goal, have it to where you can physically see it on a daily basis. I know a lot of people have vision boards as well. Vision boards are absolutely incredible because you're thinking into the future. You're manifesting what is actually going to happen or you want to happen, but you're constantly seeing it. You're creating this tunnel vision. So then that way you can focus on exactly what that end target is, right? Or that next base camp, right? And so write it down, put it in a place that you can consistently see it, and then create those mini goals. That way you know what it takes in order to get there. There's nothing worse than having like these big, hairy, audacious goals. And you're like, okay, here's what I'm doing for the entire year, and then have no little mini wins across the way. So I'll give you an example of like one outside of personal branding. So I have a fitness goal this year to work out 366 days this year. So every single day, and it's a leap year. So 366 workouts. That is one of my goals that I have written down. I'm not going to be able to achieve that goal until December 31st. So if I literally had that as the only goal, right? The only goal that was out there, right? Then I'd be screwed. Not I'd be screwed, but like it would be less motivating than if I said, okay, I also want to string together an entire month's worth of working out every single day, or 2 months, or I want to lose 15 pounds, or I want to run a 10K. If I only focused on that like big, big goal and not on the little mini things, not on the journey itself, well, then not only am I a lot less likely to do it because I'm like, man, that's just too hard to complete. Like I got to do it 366 times. I've only done it twice, right? But no, I'm focused on losing weight. I'm focused on gaining muscle. I'm focused on getting myself into shape. And if I do all of those other things, if I reach all of those mini goals along the way, right, then I know I'm going to hit that 366 days worth of working out for 45 minutes a day. No different than posting on social media and building your personal brand. No different than doing anything in your life. So I know we focused a lot on personal branding today in terms of goal setting and things like that, but I want you to take what I just talked about, what I taught here, and transfer that across your entire aspect of your life. So if you guys have any questions, I see Clint said a couple things here. Hey, Clint, thanks for reaching out, man. Thanks for chatting and showing up today, man. Appreciate you. See, Danny said, let's go. What's up, Danny? Appreciate you, man. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to be wrapping things up here in just a couple of minutes. But I really, really want you guys to take this goal setting stuff seriously. Whether you listen to me or somebody else, or you have your own methodology, it really doesn't matter. There's 17,000 different ways to get to the end target. Your end target this year should just be to be better overall this year than you were last year. Better is relative to you. Your success is your success, and your scoreboard is your scoreboard. But if you don't know specifically what you're going after, and if you've never written down your goals before, it's uncomfortable as shit. If you've never held yourself accountable for what you're trying to go do this year, it's going to be tough. But you literally have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. You have to take the action. You have to get out of your comfort zone. And you have to be willing to do things this year that you weren't willing to do last year if you want to get different results, right? If you're okay with where you at and you don't want to change and you don't want to do many things and you're content with where you are, well, that's great. I have nothing against that, but don't complain that 2024 was no different than 2023, or that 2023 was your peak year and 2024 and everything behind that just sucks, right? You have this opportunity right now, even if you're already 2 days in. Like, the worst thing that I see people do, and I joke about like the New Year's resolutions and all those different things, because like I've been a culprit of that, where I'm like, I'm going to wait for the new year to do this. And then I wait for the new year and then like nothing changes, right? I've done that time and time again. I'm more about creating lifestyles and lifestyle changes and implementing those sooner rather than later. So then that way I'm not overwhelmed and showing up on January 1. I'm like, I have 17 new things that I need to do in my daily routine. How in the world am I going to get that done? But there's already people that are like thinking in their mind, like, as crazy as this sounds, right? It's like, okay, I didn't like doing this. I didn't like doing that. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Maybe I'll just do it next week. Maybe I'll do it next month. Maybe I'll do it. Like, 2025 is going to be my year. Like, as crazy as that sounds, there's probably already people thinking about that. And by the end of the week, 100% there will be people doing that. I can't help you, and nobody can help you if you aren't willing to first help yourself and give yourself permission to set goals that, one, are attainable, but two, that push you outside of your comfort zone, and three, equate with what lifestyle you're trying to live, right? I hate seeing people that I know have the ability to get better, that know that they want to get better, but they're unwilling to write down what they want. They're unwilling to think, how can what I do today play into the bigger picture, right? I'm not going to lose 20 pounds overnight, right? But if I work out every single day for 366 days in a row, and I do X, Y, and Z, and I eat right, and I get enough sleep, and I drink enough water, and I read, and I meditate, and I do all those things, like 100%, I will be on the path at least and have an opportunity in order to do that. But if I want to lose 20 pounds and I still continue to eat unhealthy, and I, get 4 hours of sleep, and I drink a ton of caffeine, and I'm willing to go to the gym like maybe once a week, but then I play beer league softball, like, I have to understand that I'm actually not moving towards that goal that I manifested the world of, like, I wanted to lose 20 pounds. No, I'm writing that down. I'm putting it up. I'm doing all these different things. And I'm following through on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis, as well as a quarterly basis, in order to hit that bigger target. So I hope this session, whether you're watching it live or a replay, if you're watching it on replay, definitely leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. But I appreciate you guys coming to this session here today. There was as many as 20 plus people on here, which is great. I think it's the most attended live we've had since the Builders of Authority or the personal branding webinar that happened in November. So thank you all very much. I hope you guys have an incredible year. If there's anything that I can do to help, personal branding, digital marketing, entrepreneurship, anything in between, feel free to shoot me a message, leave a comment, all that good stuff. Be sure to join the Builders of Authority Facebook group. And if you haven't joined our mastermind yet, I'm telling you, it's the right time to do it. Getting ready for 2024. Our pricing just went up. So it did go up from $250 a month to $500 a month and $5,000 for a year. But jam-packed, our members are winning and doing things at a different level than one, they were doing before joining our program, but two, compared to other people that are in their exact same spot, taking their personal brand to the next level here in 2024 and beyond. So I appreciate all y'all. We'll see you next week, and we'll talk soon.